So we have here a broken tube socket for 6L6 tube. You see? It's just broke off. The rest of them kind of okay, but this one needs to be changed first. So this one is right here. So that's what I'm gonna be trying to do. This one's completely broken, so I just push it always. Okay. Okay. That's the socket. All broken up. I'm just gonna use a little bit of desoldering wick to remove excess. Right here. Clean it up with alcohol. It's mostly the original flux that left from the factory that they never clean. Not a good idea to mount tube sockets on the PCB, but what the hell. Cost effective. Okay, almost done. Alright, it's clean now. Unfortunately, when looking closer, I realized that the rest of the socket's also falling apart. So I'll have to change all of them if I find the right substitute. The tube sockets arrived. These are ceramic, and that's the one that was removed, plastic one. My concern is a little bigger, so I hope the holes inside the chassis will fit. If not, I will have to enlarge them. But first of all, let me try to install it. So I already pre-banded a little bit the lids. Now I have to make sure that pins 1 and 8 align. Let me try to put it in. Okay, looks like it's in. Try to make it as flat as possible. Now I can secure it. Two points, just like that. Okay, and now I can do the final soldering. Looks like it's done. Let me show you how it looks from here. That's the new socket. It's a little bigger. But I'm gonna try to put it in the right final position and see if it goes through the hole with no problems. Which is tough, I have to squeeze it a little bit here. Just like that. Almost in the right place. Yeah, it looks good actually. It's just about right. I hope they all fit, but I will change these two guys. So I'm back to the soldering job, trying to remove the rest of the old sockets. Okay, once I went to it, this one is good. This one I need a bit more. Alright, that's the next one. Okay, here we go. Little solder. Be removed. Here we go. One more extracted. That's the last one. Let's see. This one needs a little more removing soda. I found interesting thing here. See this 4 resistors? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's this one marked 116, R115, R113, R114. So I noticed that 13 and 14, they're smaller than these guys, and they've been kind of replaced and just wired on top of leftovers from the old leads. So I checked the resistance. R116 is 470 ohms. R115, 470 ohms. And these guys, R113, is 33 ohms. And R114 is 33 ohms. So somebody, I guess, changed it, and I think it's not the right values. On the schematic that I have, all four resistors marked 350 ohm, 5 watts. So this is definitely not the 5 watts resistor. These are tiny at all. And instead of 350, this one is 33 ohm. So definitely I will have to change them. And if I find 5 watters, I would put 5 watters here. So I changed all four resistors with a 300 ohm 5 watt. It should work fine. And installed all the sockets, all four sockets in place. That's how they look from behind. Here we go. Also I found one burnt trace around this socket for the filament. It was, somebody put a jumper here, so I just moved it on top here. This is the jumper for the filament. It was burned there. You see the traces are very thin. You see the filament trace? This is it. They're very thin, so the same, even thinner one in the back, I guess the same, was burned here, so somebody put the jumper, I just moved it on top. And we're gonna try to put it back. I have to make sure from the top that it fits well nicely. Alright. Do the last cleanup. One socket, this one came out a little crooked on top. Yeah, I don't know what can I do about it. Maybe push it. That's gonna be sort of alright. Let's see how it looks. It's gonna be alright. So I need to secure the board now. These are my screws for that. 2. And 3. So in the end, all sockets fit nice. So the sockets look nice, solid. And try to put the tubes inside. Whoa, that's the leftover from my previous socket. Whoa, that's weird. Anyway, looks good. Very nice and solid. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right. Turn it back. And of course, doing work like this, you cannot avoid collateral damage. In this case, I have this little LED wire broke off while I was bending the PCB up and down. We'll have to fix that. We have to put back this wire and connect this ribbon here. It's not ribbon, just a connector. Alright, this is my mod for master volume that was done before. Everything looks solid. Somebody put this on top of it, I don't know for what purpose. Also, this is R127. It's supposed to be the resistor that adjusts the bias, and somebody put in parallel with it another one. I will have to check the bias. But for now, let me just fix this LED wire first. They both go to this ground. Alright, done. These wires are back. I have to clean this contact. Here we go. A lot of flux left from the factory, and this is kind of contraption also. I think somebody did this, put resistor in series with an electrolytic cap. I have to check schematic for that. It's in the preamp stage somebody did. Cut it a little shorter. Like this. And it says plus, so I assume plus is going to be the hot. Just like that. That's it. Done. Okay, let's see, everything solid. Let me put the nuts on the potentiometers, and then we can test the voltages and everything without the tubes first. So all voltages checked okay, everything looks fine. I connected my homemade bias tester here, plugged in one tube, and let's see how much it shows. There's something about minus 46 volts for bias. 40, 41. So it's good for 6L6's. Yeah, it's safe and nice. Let me plug everything in and connect to the scope. So I think this amplifier has a problem with the modification that was made. Modification was made that you see this bunch of these wires and caps there. It's a master volume on this part, post phase inverter master volume. It's a usual modification that you can reduce the master volume and still get distortion from phase splitter. It's nice, but the thing is that I suspect that this bunch of wires causes the oscillation, and if I unplug the speaker it starts self-oscillating. I'm gonna show it to you, try to show it to you on the scope right now, and so I put it on 0 now and I disconnect the speaker. No signal on the input, no speaker connected. I just crank the master volume. Watch the oscilloscope. gives huge signal like this, and the output transformer shaking with the sound. I'm gonna turn off the scope and just listen. No good. So I'm gonna try to work on this. Stand by. Rhythm channel. Right. Nice. EQ. If I flip from rhythm to lead, 3K. I can make it very... Well, it's backwards actually. Lead is bypassing. Rhythm is... Alright, lead drive. Wow, plenty of drive. Well, it works fine. Actually came out very quiet. It was very sensitive to the input jacks contacting the chassis. I think that's the grounding system, and this amp needs very good contact of the input jacks with the chassis. So that might help, but it's very quiet. That's the full volume. So if I just give a little bit of sound on guitar, it will start feedbacking. Very loud. And the same with the lead. That's the full volume. Absolutely amazing. Alright. Okay, I guess we're done with this one. Very nice.